Good afternoon, everybody. For everybody listening, greetings to you. And we're on Chit Chat with Omi. I think a month ago I was here, Omi, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so my name is, that's just like she already said it. I've had my experiences with the airlines as well. And today we just going to be, go 100 on that and discuss our experiences and, how we can improve it. So it's all about just brainstorming as well. We are not angry, but we're going to share our experiences. So my name is George. That's my first name. My middle name is Geronimo. Most people know me by Gino because of Geronimo. And yeah, my family name is Sam-Korsah. So tune in to Chit Chat with Omi, and let's ride.
Okay, thanks so much for your introduction. And so like I was saying, guys, my experience, I had this experience as well. And before we're going to be name dropping today, we're going to be talking because we've contacted the airlines. The airline that we're talking about, I don't know, he's going to tell you his story. I'm going to tell you my story. We're going to be talking about few others, and there's another person called Charles.
Kenneth
Charles. He's going to be joining us. He wrote book about this incident as well on aviation sector, So my experience go like this. So last time I was in Nigeria, and I was flying. I had to go. I came for like few weeks holiday to see my mom. So the first time I was going to take Qatar Airline. So this goes over Qatar Airline, and I booked the Qatar Airline. So a friend of mine booked the Qatar Airline for me. So it was so amazing. I'm not gonna take it away from them. It was so amazing when I was flying in from the Netherlands. I had because it's a connecting flight, so I had to go from Amsterdam. I had to go to Doha, and then from Doha I had to fly to Nigeria. Everything going was perfect. It was amazing when I was flying to Nigeria. But the problem starts when I have to fly back. Have you ever been to Lagos Airport? Or flying in from Africa. But his own is from Italy. So mine is based from my experience in Africa, in Nigeria to be specific. So when I get to the Nigerian airline, Muritala International Airport, to be precise. So before I went there, because this was during the pandemic time. I went to the airline. I went to VI because I wanted to know if I had to do anything for the corona test before I fly. So what are the rules and regulations? So when I went on the website from the Qatar Airline, I saw from Qatar Airline they said, since if you are Dutch resident, you're not mandated or you're not required to do a COVID test when you're coming, because it was towards the end of February. So you're not required. It's not mandated for you because you're a resident, you're coming back. So I went to the office. I have a chat with the people at the office in VI, and then the lady I met there said to me and then she called at the airport for me and say, okay, what is the rule on the internet? This is what the company says. And then the person she was talking to said, yes, she doesn't need to do a COVID test anymore. She can just come to the airport as long as she's vaccinated, or this is everything, or she has not been vaccinated, but if she's not vaccinated, this is the procedure. So I said, okay, I'm fine. So I went into the airport. The day I had to fly, I went on time, prepared so I don't have issues, because I know how it goes with the Nigerian airport. So when I was at the Nigerian airport, I checked it. I checked in online, everything I get there. So I came in already. You already see the stress. These people, the handlers, they come to you. Oh, how much is your luggage and this? I said, there was a guy trying to help me. I said, fine. Yeah. So they said to me, okay, let's weigh. The weight is too much and blah, blah, blah. I said, okay, fine. What do I do now? Because the weight, apparently he said I was 5 kilo, 6 kilo more than the required, weight. Yeah. When I was going, I had 5 kilo extra. the people told me, no, it's no problem. You can fly with it. It's not so much. There's this leverage between that you can fly.
You mean when you were flying from Europe
to Africa?
Yeah,
There was no problem. There was a leverage, so there was no problem. But the problem started when I was flying back. So they said to me, oh, your luggage is too big. So I said, okay, what do I do? They said, there's a way they can do it, and then I need to just pay the staff, and then they will put it in. I was like, why should I pay you? Like, if I am going to pay, it's a company, I need a receipt. I'm not paying nothing without a receipt. So to cut the long story short, I refused to pay them. I said, okay, I'll go to the office. Give me the invoice. Let me go to the back office, and then I'll pay, and then because I need it. So I went to pay for this extra luggage. They said in the end you are allowed 10 kilo, because if it's 25, the 23, you can buy 30, 31 or 30 something kilo. So in one suitcase, you can put 9 kilo extra or something. So I paid for it. When I came back, everything was done, okay, in my way. So there's a process where you need to go. There are 3 people. I don't know why they have 3 people checking the passport thing. I've gone through immigration. Now, this is even with the airline. I've not got into the immigration. Yeah. So the lady told me, after I did the first one, the second one, then I got to the third person. He told me, where is my COVID test? I said, what do you mean COVID test? I don't need COVID test. This is what it says on the airline. On the Qatar airline, it says, as a Dutch person, I don't need to do the test if you're vaccinated. So I don't need it. And I went to your office, by the way. They told me you're not allowed to do the vaccination. So it's not my problem now, because I went to really confirm. Then the lady said, sometimes they just pick on you. You know, these people, little people, sorry, I'm not disrespecting them, because they think they're power, especially people in administration in Nigeria. Let's talk about it. They think when you come to the office that they have some kind of, maybe because they are oppressed, they think this is the time for them to suppress somebody else, you know. So the lady told me, no, I cannot fly. So I said, okay, you know what? I called my friend then. I said, please, can you send me, because I didn't have Wi-Fi. I said, can you send me the screenshot from the company website? They said, I can fly without the vaccination. So I was battling this. They told me, go away. Everybody was loading. I was, you know, the stress, you want to go. I was crying. I was sweating. I'm like, what is happening? So I waited there. And then afterwards, the lady told me, one of the guys afterwards, we were going back and forth. I showed it. One of the guys said in the last minute, you know what, since you said it's not like this, it's fine. Then they told me no. They said no on their book. They have a book they got from the beginning of February. Because I'm talking at the end of February where they changed something on the website. They told me they have a book from then, and this is the book that they're going to use, because that is the instruction they give them from the beginning. I said, it's not possible. You have to check your website. You need to be aligned with what the website. This is the problem. You need to be aligned with what the website says, because it's not my problem that Qatar didn't inform you personally, but you should be updating also on what's happening in your company. True. So on your website. So the lady told me, no, do I want to come and teach them the job? I said, the booklet doesn't mean anything. You got it 1st of February, this change, end of February on your website. And to cut a long story short, the lady said, I'm not going to fly. There was a specific lady that just targeted me. The lady told me I'm not going to fly because I don't have it.
You're not going to get on that
I'm not going to get off that flight. I was like, wow, this is crazy. Just like that, I paid everything, and you're going to just say, I'm not going to go. I said, fine, no problem. So after we were going back and forth with this issue, one of the airline person is also colleague. He was a nice guy. I will not take it away, because that's why I said there's good and bad. Yeah. One of the colleagues says to me, you've been here since, and I saw your frustration. I don't want to, because if I miss the flight, I need to pay again, because it's a connecting flight, so it's even more expensive for me. So the guy said, because when I went to the check-in, they said there was no sticker on my passport, so I need to go and get the sticker. That's why I was there, because I finished everything. So the guy gave me the sticker and said, you know what, I believed you in a way, you can go. I forgot his name, because I should be naming people. So if the Qatar airline wants to confirm this story, I already wrote them about the situation as well. So I said to them, okay, no, what? The guy said you can go. So I was at the last place checking it, the sticker was there. This lady came back and said, excuse me, who allowed you to go there? You're not going to fly, because the sticker who gave you needs to remove it, because what is on the paper says you're not entitled to. You need to come with the corona test. I was like, are you kidding me? And this was the last moment that they are going to board. To cut a long story short, I was not on that flight.
What?
They left without me because they were like, you go and stay there, and they left without me. And I didn't do nothing wrong. They left without me. The lady, they flew and they left without me. At the Muritala International Airport, this is where it happens. And it's not a lie, with Qatar Airline. And then I find out they have a cohort among them, After the flight left, one of the staff now came to me because I said, you know what, I do law. I know what to tell me. I read this. I'm not going to pay a bribe. I'm not going to pay a bribe. I don't do that. It's not against me. I'm saying Nigeria is not good. I'm not going to be part of the people that is supporting it. And instead of talking about it, I'll practice what I preach,
So it has become a culture.
It's like, and then I said to them, okay, what do I, so after I was crying, I called my friend, what do I do? I need a taxi. I need to go back to Lekki all the way back this time. And it's night. I was so disoriented. One of the staff now come. I met one guy there. When they asked me to go and pay for the extra luggage, I didn't have 2,000. Yeah. And one of the staff there also at the counter, because the other guy said, yeah, it's just 2,000. They can let it go. I met a lady. The lady told me, no, if you don't have it, you don't. It was just disaster. One of the staff from them gave me 2,000 to pay for that lady. Because I couldn't go to the ATM. The staff of Qatar. So one of the staff gave me 2,000. Like, this is ridiculous. Take. The guy was amazing. I have his name, but I don't want to name drop. He said, take the money and then you can make your flight. In the end, when I didn't fly, he said to me, I'm so sorry that your day went like this. He said, take my number. In case you want to check the flight, I can help. Because if not, it's another headache to do it. You just call me. I will help you to do the flight ticket. It's unfortunate that you end up in this situation. So he helped me because I didn't have no cash. He helped me downstairs. I don't know the place.
He probably knew that the fault is not from you.
And then he even waited with me outside to get a taxi. He was standing by me till I get the taxi to go home. He left his own work. So when we were talking, when we were going, one of the guy now came to me like, you know what? You could have gone on this flight. You know why you didn't go? Because you were acting like you don't pay bribe, and then they want to show you. Because if you had paid them, there's a way that they make it at Muritala International Airport. At that time, I'm not lying, that if you pay certain amount to them, no, if you pay certain amount, if I had paid them 30,000 immediately at that airport, they would have given me a corona test that I would have used. I was
they wouldn't even have to.
They wouldn't have to test. They wouldn't have to test me. They said there's a way they would have printed for me, and I would have taken it there, and then I would have fly. Apparently, they have a business that you don't even. If you don't come, it's not about you not making it there. It's more about you're not paying.
Going to Europe,
so you have to give. So the guy said to me, they could have given me a corona test that I could have used instantly. I don't even need to test. There's a way they will put it on the paper and I will have fly. Just because I said I don't want to pay back and people don't know who the hell I am, that's why they showed me. I was like, so this is become personal.
So you've been punished for being a big mouth.
From being saying standing up for what I believe, saying I don't want to pay bribe for someone because it's not official on the paper. So I was like, okay, I went home. I had to pay another 100,000 naira to change my ticket. That was like because the guy even helped me. Because he was like, okay, you have to fly 3 days after now. Okay. So I think 3 or 4 days after. And then I had to go for the corona test in the end again.
So wait. So that you bought a new ticket?
A new ticket because I had to upgrade.
Oh,
I don't know because I have that ticket and it wasn't enough. The guy said no. The penalty for that. I still paid. I was supposed to be compensated because I didn't do nothing wrong. I was punished because the guy even helped me even to pay that 100 because if not, the ticket is gone. Wow. So the guy said, no, this is not fair. Then he has a way, he talked to his colleagues and they upgraded the ticket. I paid for the differences and then I was on the plane and then I had to go for the corona test. When I came back, the lady was not there.
Corona is like 3 days.
It's valid, but you have to wait for 24 hours
to get it.
So instantly I could have got one. So I said, okay, no problem. I'm fine. When I paid the money to them, I went home. I did everything and came back. When I came back, the people that I met in the next time when I have to fly, they were totally different set of people. These people were so nice. This team, because when I come with the corona, they said, okay, it's nice you live in the Netherlands, but it's okay, you don't even need. The other guy that was nice to me was there. He was like, oh, welcome, I'm so sorry about the last time. He recognizes me. And the other team that I met now, they were totally so nice. They were like, oh, welcome, everything to what? They were even laughing and joking.
Is there a chance that the guy might have.
No, he doesn't know because he's not. He didn't talk about it. The other guy that even helped me out was not. This was totally. They have. And that's why I say it's about the team that is working.
Yeah.
There are some team that it's messed up. This team, I'm so sorry. I'm not
The corrupted-
tribalist.
let's say
The
the
corrupted
corrupted
team. These are Igbos. This one I meant in those
Okay.
times. I'm sorry. I'm not. I'm like really.
You're
They're
Yoruba,
all.
right? You're
No, I
Yoruba.
don't want to be tribalistic.
Okay,
And
yeah,
because
yeah,
the
yeah.
next team I met with the other guy is also Igbo, but they were mixed.
Okay.
They were mixed group this time, but they were all so nice when they came immediately like this. Even when I was showing the corona
But to
test.
make it clear, the bribe thing is an African thing.
No,
They
it's
made it
not.
as a
It's
cultural-
no, but it's about me flying Qatar Airline.
Exactly.
It's not my business about. I'm flying with an airline. I pay for a service. I need to be on the plane.
Yep.
As long as I comply with the rules and regulation of the airline that is
They
going
have
to
to
take
let
me,
you. If you don't have it, they have to.
If I didn't comply, it's about compliance.
You're right.
If I didn't comply
Yeah.
with the rules,
Yeah.
it's another thing.
Yeah.
I want to pay because I didn't comply. But if I did everything by the book, I should not be paying because I didn't want to pay in the first place. That's why I did everything by the book. So they didn't allow me. So when I came back the next time, everything was perfect. I went there, we were laughing, they were even faster. The last time when I went, they were late. The flight left late. When I went the second time now, when I finally made it, the flight was exactly on time. So it shows the efficiency of the kind of group,
The team, yeah.
the team that is working. So after I came back, I tried to contact Qatar Airline because like it's official, like what happened should never have happened, like I came with the same airline from the Netherlands. I have different experience. And then good evening. And then I came with the same airline on my way back. This is the experience I have. What I want is you need to know that your team, there's something wrong. I gave the date of what happened. I snapped the receipt
It's all
and
about
everything.
admitting that they made a
It's
mistake.
not about admitting. You can also say, okay, we're wrong. I'm so sorry. Maybe something, thank you. Even the feedback, because I'm a client. You have a due diligence if I pay for a service, you need to give me the service that I paid for.
Correct.
So that's what it is. And then I contact them because you have a complaint center for a reason. I read them, and I have similar experience with Turkish Airlines. And in this case with Turkish Airlines, they came back to me. They said, "Oh, we're so sorry about what happened. It won't," because I went make a police report, and the Turkish Airlines took it personally. Like, we're so sorry what happened. Next time when you're flying, we'll make sure this and that and that. And we've contacted the people that you said it will never happen. We've given them 1 year as well. Thank you for the feedback. But Qatar Airlines, instead of even responding to me, they just gave me a complaint number. When you complain, they get this number, and then they never come back to me.
Yeah.
So I called.
Normally, that email comes with, we'll get back to you.
We get back to
in
you
2
2 weeks or something like this.
Okay.
So they didn't answer me. So I called. Them, like I said, hey, I'm a media person. This happened to me, and I sent you because for me, the money I paid extra, I shouldn't pay it, and I need some of my money back for compensation because that extra money I paid and the corona test money I paid, I shouldn't have paid. I need my money back, or at least acknowledge because something is wrong. Something is wrong. So nobody answered. The lady that picked the phone told me, "Oh, I'm so sorry about your experience." And then she said to me, like, "We're gonna come back to you. Your case file. We're gonna come back to you." So they, up till now, Qatar Airlines did not come back to me.
Wow.
Qatar Airlines has not come back. They have not acknowledged that something happened, and I understand why people don't fly Qatar Airline anymore because it's not about me. Me comes a lot of people and a lot of people and a lot of people.
The services.
So the services, you don't ignore one person because when you have we've said in business, you have words of mouth and then you have what you call this. I'm gonna come back to you later. That's like the value of your company is not money value, but it's a different kind of value that you call it. And this is very important for a goodwill. We call it goodwill in business, in marketing. We say goodwill. The goodwill of your company says a lot about you.
True.
Because it's all about goodwill. In case you want to sell your company, people will check all about the goodwill. What do people think about you and your ethics and the way you treat the client?
Yeah.
So in short, this is my experience with Qatar Airlines. So when we're talking about the airlines and the issue. And on this platform, I'm going to let George speak about his own incident with the airline. So George, please, can you share your experience as well?
Yeah, thank you. And Yeah, I listened to your story. I saw some familiarities with your experience as well. I think in 2017 I went with a group of musicians. It was a European thing in a collaboration with African Ghanaians.
Yeah, yeah.
So they were in total, I think they were about more than 30. It was boss meets bass. So boss meets bass. So we went to Ghana and we were coming together. We were coming, and I had that experience. My baggage was a bit extra. I had a bit extra. So they told me normally you are not allowed to get on the flight with that extra luggage, right? But they told me, well, if you want to go with your stuff, then there's a way we can, make it happen for you. And I'm like, how? They said, yeah, we can take the extra stuff out. There was a bag. I don't know if you know that history. You know that bag. They call Ghana Must Go.
Ghana Must Go. The Ghana Must Go. Yeah, the Ghana Must Go.
Exactly. So they sold me a Ghana Must Go that can take that extra 10 kilograms that is not supposed to be in my bag. And I had to pay for that extra one and pay for the price of the Ghana Must Go. And then it became like a hand baggage, so I could take it to the flight. Yeah, so it's a very familiar experience. But in my case, yeah, it's about Lufthansa. I think from last week, when I came here, I made a reference about it, and I told people where they can find it. So the story has been told over and over, right? My experience is concerning the services, because we're talking about the service as well. I was at the airport. I had everything. It was all right. I came earlier, so like 2 hours, so I actually waited for that long for the counter to open. So it's not like I came late and I had the corona, everything. I had everything. So I didn't have any problem that like you had regarding the requirement. Mine was just the fact that they said the ticket was not valid. And if I'm looking at the ticket with Lufthansa's logo and everything on it, with the time that I downloaded from their website and everything, it's legit. So when you tell me that the ticket is not valid, yeah, it is. I don't know if I can say it's disservice or it's just you are not allowed to be on this flight. I can't really decipher what it is. But at that point, like you're saying, the goodwill, my experience with their goodwill was what got me to start speaking about the case, because it's not the standard case of you were late so you're not going to get on the flight, but I was there, had everything was correct, and you were not allowed to get on the flight. At this point, I will just give people an update on where we are.
Can you just, because you're just talking in parables, there's a lot of people that doesn't even know what you're talking about.
Just let me explain the situation now, because the airline is Lufthansa. Yeah, if I say I'm going to talk about how you explain yours, I'm going to be speaking about 2 hours about it. So now I'm going to give an update on where we are, right? The Italian Aviation Authority is a federal government. They are investigating into it. But to me, there's really nothing to investigate, because when you...
Can you go on straight? Because
just relax. Just give me time to speak from what I want to speak, understand? Unless, if you want to play some music, we can go to other side. But, just let me speak what I have to say. Naomi, let me say what I have to say. It was a racist thing. It was a racist situation that I encountered. That's something you don't want to hear. You don't feel comfortable about it. But that's the situation. That was my experience. So I'm speaking about that experience. So they are investigating it, and it's supposed to take 3 months for them to get back to me. So now I'm waiting in that 3 months. I think it's a week past already. I've already contacted them, so I'm waiting for them to get back to me about that. So in my case, I've got legal people in the process. I followed everything that is supposed to be followed. I didn't get angry and just do anything. I followed the law, contacted the customer service. They got back to me, but they treated it like it was just a normal a person just giving me a feedback. I wasn't giving them feedback. I was complaining. So my case is just different than yours. So we cannot really make any comparison. And to change it, the only way to change it is actually speak our experience. and how you feel about it, not what you think about it. So I'm speaking how I feel about it.
You still haven't talked about what happened.
Ask me. So which question? What do you want to know?
Hi guys. So if you don't know what's going on, so it's like you said, it's just giving an update on what's happening. So the situation a bit complex. So for those of you who doesn't know the story, so I'm going to ask him to tell you exactly what happened without making it too long. So then you understand where he's coming from or what he's talking about. So thank you. So please, can you tell them what exactly happened?
I have a ticket. I went to Africa. I'm coming back from Africa. I presented a ticket, and they said it's not valid, right? So I'm like, okay, it's a good ticket. So what can we do? If you say it's not valid, and I know it's valid because it's a return ticket, what can we do? And they said, okay, we don't know what we can do. And I'm like, if you don't know what we can do, then I'm gonna get on the flight anyway. And then they called the police to come and remove me. So before the police actually showed up, I spoke about it. There were 3 people on the counter. So I just look at the other because the air police were talking to me as well. So I'm explaining to them what is happening. There are people behind me. And if I don't get, if there's no solution, I'm not moving away. So then they say, okay, there's a ticket agent behind here. You can go and check and see if you can get another ticket. I'm like, no, I'm not going to get another ticket. And they said, no, maybe there's something they can do. So I went there in the name that is the same airline, Lufthansa. So I'll get a solution. But then instead, they asked me to pay a consultation fee. And if you are going to pay a consultation fee, then it's clear that you are not dealing with the same airline. So why do I have to pay to another ticket agent when I have a valid ticket? Well, I want to get onto this flight, so I paid anyway, and then I go back again. And when I came back this time, you're not going to get on the flight because there's an extra luggage. You're supposed to pay an extra luggage. So I'm like, okay, now I'm not going to get into back and forth on this. I want to get on this flight, and I'm not from Italy, so I'm going back to the Netherlands, so I have to be on the flight. And they said, you can't fly without your luggage. Yeah, you cannot leave your luggage at the airport, and you can't fly without it. So it's automatic that I can't fly it, and I'm not going to go without my luggage as well. So what do we do now? And I'm like, okay, you are the reason why I had to go and pay for an extra, make an extra cost on it. So if you're not going to allow me on this flight and you want me to pay an extra, then I'm not going to go anywhere. So, do whatever you want to do. And they called the police. So the police came. They came to ask me what happened. I gave them my passport and everything. They checked. And they said, well, the reason why they came here is because she called them to come here. So I'm like, okay, well, then, if you are here, then we have to talk and find a solution. So what is the solution? And they said they are the only on the security part, so they can't really interfere between me and the people at the counter. So I have to move. And if I don't move, of course, then they have to arrest me. And I don't want to put myself in a position like that. Right? So I moved out. The conversation, I listened to what they wanted. So that means I have to pay them. At that point, I've already used the money that I reserved for, like, in case of anything. I've already used it because I didn't have to pay for the consultation. And I did. So now I have to make another arrangement to get money to pay for that extra, the cost that now I have to do. And that's like, it's an experience that it's been a year ago, and I've talked about it so many times. So I can only summarize the situation, and people that want to get in details about this, they can find it on my Facebook. But it's in process, and it's in progress as well.
Thank you, guys. So we're still on this matter with the aviation sector, and we're still on this matter on the aviation sector, and I don't know if you guys have had any experience, because everybody fly, you go to different places. And what's your story? We're going to take a quick musical break, and you can drop us some comments in the live chat right now on Facebook, on wherever you're watching at the moment. Drop us your experience. Let's share about the experience, because today we're talking about the airline services and the experiences, how people have been treated, how the clients have been treated. We want change, but change starts from somewhere. So share your experiences and your comments if you relate, if you have other experiences which is similar when it comes to flying, when it comes to aviation sector. Please drop your comment in the section and we'll be right back. We'll take a quick musical break and we'll be right back. Thank you. Get to business. So, like I was saying, we're still talking about the aviation sector and the way people have been treated. We're still talking about the way the people have been treated by some aviation system, because we cannot say all of them, because I can talk about what I've been through, and also he can share about what he's been through, and a lot of people can share their story, different people, different scenarios, but it seems like it's a common thing in this sector. So before I go forward in this studio, and I have a new person joining us. His name is Kenneth Ehigiene. Sorry, can you pronounce it, please?
Kenneth Ehigiene.
Kenneth Ehigiene. Hi, good evening. Thanks for joining us in in the studio.
Thank you.
Before you were here, we were talking about his experience with the airline and how he said he's been profiled and he's been discriminated. He's a racist when he went with Lufthansa, and I was sharing about my experience with Qatar. So please, before we go forward, please can you introduce yourself and on this topic, enlighten us a bit about your knowledge as well on this particular topic. Thank you.
Well, my name's, like I said, Kenneth Ehigiene. I'm a businessman based here in the Netherlands, also an author, you know, and I've been here now for well over, actually, 2 aviation experience. And let me start with the minor one. The minor one was in Schiphol. I was traveling from Amsterdam to Spain, Malaga, then. And we got to Schiphol very early in the morning, and then we got on the line and presented our documents. And I presented, or we both presented our European ID. And the lady said, no, passport. And my partner said, did I hear you right, passport? We are traveling within Europe, you know. The ID is okay. The lady said, no, you don't tell me my job. I want to see your passport. And we said, yeah, but the law says we can travel
with an ID.
So why do you want passports from us? The lady said, if we are not ready to cooperate, we should leave. You know, and we said, okay, if that's it, we are not going to leave. We are going to stay here because we know what we are talking about. And from nowhere, the lady just took the phone. I guess she was calling the police because not long thereafter, the MART came. And without even asking us, they came in and they didn't even ask us any questions. They asked the lady what the problem was. And the next thing they said, we should go with them.
Mr. Johnson, please, the phone is ringing. Can you someone, thank you.
Yeah. And the lady said the police said we should go with them. And they took us to their studio, to their office. Yeah. And there, they asked us what happened. Well, we told them, you know, we are traveling to Spain, and this is a valid identity. You know, so why should the lady stop us from using it? Well, they said we were constituting a nuisance, you know, that's why they took us, you know. And I said, but we are going to miss the flight. You know, they said, well, they don't care. You know?
The customs, you mean?
Yeah, the police.
The police.
Yes. Yeah. You know, they said they didn't care. The most important thing is they don't want us to constitute a nuisance, you know. So and eventually they delayed us, and we actually did miss the flight. After then, they let us go.
Yeah.
And then we went back to
the counter.
To the counter of Transavia, you know. And they told us that since we have missed the flight,
there's nothing they can do.
We have to buy a new ticket, you know. And despite the fact that we explained everything, they didn't want to know. And because it was quite important that we had to go to Spain, we bought another ticket to fly with the next airline, you know, and that was how.
And you could fly?
Yes, because we also flew. This time around, we told them what was happening. You know, because they didn't want to contradict their partner or whatever. They did everything and just gave us the boarding pass. We didn't have to go to the line of queuing up again or whatever, and we went on our flight. You know, so that's cover up. You know, they knew the truth, but they did not want to admit it. They knew that their colleague was not right. You know, because if not, how could we have flown with the same thing that the same lady? Precisely. You know, so that's how they made us lose money and wasted our time and embarrassed us. You know, so but well, Like I said, I've had a lot of experiences when it comes to racism, so that is just a mild aspect. Now, when I'm talking about, with regards to the second aspect, that was quite heavy.
What? With Lufthansa?
Yes, that was with Lufthansa. I happened to have gone on vacation to Brazil, and on my way back, we arrived at Frankfurt main airport. The moment we arrived, in fact, I think I was the only black person on the plane. We got out of the plane through the tunnel, and then everybody was walking out. The next thing, I saw two gentlemen walk towards me. They said, "Come with me." I said, why should I come with you? They showed me an ID and said, "Come with me." I said, "For what?" They said, "We have to search you." I said, "Search me? For what?"
I need a connecting flight. You just
Yes,
supposed to just go on to the next one.
Yes, And I said, "Search me for what?" He said, "You want to search me?" I said, "Listen, if you want to search me, you should be searching
everybody,
the people who are passing, these white people who are passing. Because if I'm a drug dealer, I wouldn't, knowing that I'll be singled out or I'll be profiled because I'm black, I wouldn't take it with me. I'd rather give it to a white person to take it along." They said they didn't want to hear, I tried to resist, was shouting, and I said, "If you like it, you must come with us." At a certain point in time, other officers came and they forced me, to go inside. And then there was a young guy among them. He was so vocal. At a certain point in time, when we got to the office, I was still trying to resist him. And the guy pulled off his jacket and said, "You want to fight?" And I said, "Yeah, if you want to fight." We almost got into a fight in their office.
See?
Eventually, they told me, well, if they are going to do some tests and x-ray, so if I don't
have anything on you,
then you can go. But I said,
you're already humiliating.
Yes, I said, I have a flight to catch. They said, "It doesn't matter. We will give you a connecting flight."
They will give you?
Yes, that's what they told me. They said I shouldn't worry about that. So eventually they took me to another room where they had this scanner, and then they scanned me and everything and made me strip and some urine or whatever. And then they took something and put it on my hand, not hand gloves, to see if I touched drugs. I understood, to see if I touched drugs.
Where you're coming from.
Where I'm coming from. They did everything, and everything came out negative. So at the end of the day, they didn't even apply. I said, "Well, you know what the problem is? The problem is I made a mistake. And that mistake was buying your airline ticket. If I didn't buy it, I wouldn't go through this kind of humiliation." And you know what the young guy said to me? He said, "You know what? Don't ever buy airlines anymore. You are not welcome in this country."
In Germany?
In Germany, in Lufthansa, at Frankfurt main airport. He said, "You are not welcome." And that's how...
So they gave you a new ticket, and then you were complaining to the people at the council about your experience, and the guy said this to you?
Yes. Then we're still in the room. When they had finished everything, and I told them the bloody mistake I made was to have bought your ticket. And they told me, "Listen, we don't want you in our country. You're not welcome. Don't buy our ticket anymore." You see how proud people can be. So my own contribution of buying their ticket it really doesn't matter,
It's nothing.
As a black man, it doesn't matter. We don't need your money, so
go just somewhere else.
Precisely, in as much as
And can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
So after all this experience, so the first one, when you had it, because now they have this complaint line, and I don't know how long the story was it. I don't know how long this issue has been. I know it's quite a long time. So did you contact, because the front office sometimes, because I have my issue as well, where the front office can be disastrous sometimes, but that doesn't really connect with the back office. Back office sometimes are there to rectify the issue of the front office. Did you try to contact with the back office, after you get home, to get hold of the company? What was your experience when you contact the company itself?
I didn't bother, because I said to myself, I swore to myself that I would never, ever buy Lufthansa ticket anymore, and I have never done that again. I have never ever bought Lufthansa ticket. That was a decision I made for myself. So that was why I didn't bother wanting to go after this. But but after that happened, after having sworn
that you're
I
not
would
gonna,
never do that,
yeah.
still the same Germans I'm trying to run away from, they came after me.
After you?
Yes, they came after me.
What do you mean when you say when you came after you?
Well, that is exactly what I mean by my book, Foregone Conclusion. It's a story of how I was arrested for somebody else.
Wrong identification?
Yes, and it was the Germans who were asking for my extradition because they saw me, or they called me a big-time drug dealer.
Since that time, after the strip, and they didn't find nothing?
No, yes. They didn't find nothing, So that I had forgotten about that. This happened in the year 2000. But this particular case I'm talking about was in 2002, 2 years later.
After?
They caught some drug couriers in Germany, and one of them saw a photograph that looked like me and just called my name. And without even investigating if it was me or not, they just told the Dutch police to come and arrest me. And the Dutch police on their own, acting on their brother's
information, yeah.
They came and bundled me out of my bed at about 7 o'clock in the morning. And in fact, on that particular day, when I was arrested and handcuffed, when I got outside, I was shocked because the amount of police force, cars, and personnel that were outside. And then I looked myself, I must really have been a very big
criminal.
To have had the whole area was
and it's only just one person,
by the police,
just for one person.
Yeah. And when they were driving away, they didn't drive in a normal way. They were driving on bicycle paths.
To guide it so that it's not like other people attacking them like a
precisely.
So you have also extra guide so that
it was like maybe
it's the mafia, like you're the don, like the mafia.
Yes, they call the biggest.
That's the mafia.
Yes, even when I asked them why are you people driving zigzagly, they told me in Dutch, it's none of your business, so don't ask us any questions.
So the other people, you don't have your people, they think your boys to come and attack them, so they need to go like that.
It was a very big case in Germany that involved some young girls who were being used to smuggle drugs to Turkey and other places. And one of them was arrested at the airport there. So, they found drugs on her, about 5 or 6 kilos. And she said it was a black guy who gave it to her in Turkey.
But a black guy? That's the only description, she said, a black guy.
Yes, and she didn't know what was inside, even though they promised to give her a large sum of money. So you can imagine a situation whereby somebody tells you, if you take this from me, you get this. You're not a little kid.
You know what's right or wrong.
Yeah. You should have known that you were doing something illegal. And this girl today happened to have been a hero because after the whole thing, she was... she wrote a book, and the German government and German parliament went behind her to support her. That after she was arrested,
they could confiscate the whole crime unit.
Yeah, so they brought her back to. They brought her back to Germany to
give her a stay.
No, she was a German.
White.
To
German
continue her sentence, And it was why she got back to Germany to continue her sentence that they started the investigation again, and some other girls who had also been through
the same situation,
they now also came forward and mentioned their story. And one of them brought a photograph
of the guy.
Or rather, 2 photographs of the guy and another guy. Who
was used there in that case?
In that case, So, and one of the people, at that point in time, one of the people that was arrested in Germany was an ex-in-law of mine, married to a stepbrother of mine. And he saw the pictures. And he just called my name. I said, well, that looks like my brother-in-law. And the Germans, without even thinking twice, they shouted, bingo, now we
have him, because he's involved. So because he mentioned it, so it's just because of by knowing the other person they arrest, mentioning you, they think you work together.
Yeah, and for them it was so easy because now they have not just a black guy, a Nigerian, and